Hi, I'm Dan,
Hi, I'm Ramin.
and we are Two Blokes and a Mic.
We are indeed. And we're back here to waste more of your time.
Yes, and this week we're going fishing.
That's right. Two Blokes and a Mic, gone fishing.
Nice.
So today we're going to be talking about this internet sensation, as it were, that has become, it gets a lot of people. The notion of phishing, the notion of sending you messages in various forms.
yes,
And
we're not talking about going fishing. We're talking about the pH kind.
No, yeah, exact pH, yeah. And you getting sent messages by God knows who in a fashion that makes you want to click it, answer it, reply to it, whatever. All of which will then lead to wailing and gnashing of teeth and rending of garments.
Right.
That's
true.
That's
true.
my biblical reference for the day. I'm done.
Yes. Thank you for that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So
I'm here to help.
You know, this has been around for a very long time.
It has, yeah.
Right from the beginnings of, well, maybe not the beginnings of the internet, but
Pretty close.
Pretty close. Do you remember the old Nigerian Prince
Absolutely.
scam?
Oh yes, absolutely.
That is a phishing scam.
Yes.
It's essentially trying to hack humans
Yes.
into making poor choices.
Yes. And many did.
Yes. Unfortunately, many did. And also, I mean, this is a massive growth industry right now. Phishing.
Huge.
And one of the reasons is that computer security has gotten so good. There's web filtering. There's email scans. Spam filters have been very, very good. You have multiple layers here. You have an antivirus that can sometimes, scan for various different websites, for different emails. They can do all sorts of stuff, and all of this protection has made the scammer's life that much more difficult. What hasn't changed really are humans, and so
Yes,
that's the
correct.
weak link here. Humans.
It always has been. Any security system, the weak link is always people.
We've learned over the years to make our systems more secure. We've improved the security, and it's much more difficult to break through all those layers, and it takes a lot more
effort.
Yes, to get a good result.
It does, and that's why they're becoming even more sophisticated. Very often, the emails that are sent are so sophisticated as to be almost undetectable unless you train your staff to look for such things, right?
So there's some very low-hanging fruit we can do here. There with emails, for example.
Yes.
One of the common scams or phishing attempts is where somebody will appear or disguise their email, so it seems as though it's coming from your boss or somebody from HR or somebody high up that is asking you to buy some scratch cards or something like that. Please, can you just go down to Walmart and pick up $100 worth of scratch cards, scratch the numbers off, and then send them to me? I've got a client I wanted to send a gift to, or whatever reason it is. And you'd be surprised at how many people actually fall for that. It's not uncommon.
It is not uncommon, and they're getting very good at, because most people are not terribly security conscious on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
They're getting very good at mimicking even the writing style of your boss.
Yeah.
Right. And it's because they assume nobody's minding the store.
Right. And there are services here that is a very low-hanging fruit. Some of the services will sit on your email solution or after it or before it, depending on the solution, but it will tag all of the external emails coming in as this is external. This is an external email. Be cautious. Don't click on links, whatever message you want to put in there. And so when you get an email from your boss saying, hey, can you buy $100 worth of gift certificates? And it says, this is from an external email account. It's like, what? Maybe I need to take a closer look at that.
Right. And I think what it does, all of these, and we'll go through the various forms that this takes. It's not just email.
Right, right.
The reason that this works is because people want to feel wanted, needed,
Helpful.
some fashion,
Yeah.
and many of us, including our parents' generation, were raised that if it was in writing, it must be true.
Mm.
It's
That
not. It's not. It's not.
so the Nigerian Prince thing
Yes, that was beautiful.
was it worked because people were naive.
Yes.
People are hip to that now,
Yeah.
to date me. Um, but it still works in the same way. If you have somebody who's asking for help, but with the promise that they'll repay you or whatever there is, um, you need to be a little bit more cautious in your replies, a little less trusting, unfortunately, because people will take advantage of that. So there's email. Spam filters will only get so far, because if you're just writing a message asking for help, then there is nothing really for the spam filters to say, hey, that's spam.
Correct.
It will stop the majority of marketing, the majority of bad links, viruses, and things like that. But it's not the only thing. So there's certain websites that will also try to hack or redirect or change your perception of where you should be versus where you are. Think, for example, you click on a link that was supposed to be for your bank, and it takes you to a fraudulent website that may even look like your bank, and it asks you to log in.
Correct.
Those are kind of some of the misdirections you need to look out for. There's a lot of protection for that as well. There's DNS filters. There's lots of things that you can put in place that will protect your machine from even getting to those bad websites. Then there's other things like text messages. Hey, welcome to the club. Glad you joined. Click on here to receive your $50 gift card as a welcome gift.
This is becoming huge. I mean,
Yeah.
on my own phone in the last week,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and it's funny. They're just peppering stuff out there, because I've had 6 different South American names apparently. Each message comes in calling me a different name, and they're all they're all trying to get me to do something, and I'm like, thanks.
Right.
So, but it is something that happens frequently, and you need to be very, very mindful that not everything that comes to you is really meant for you to follow.
Yeah. To click on.
Let it be. Delete it.
Tap.
Delete
Yeah.
it. Just delete it.
Yeah.
You need to be suspicious of everything and everyone. Sorry, I know we're not living in the former Soviet Union, but that's fundamentally the kind of mindset you need to have towards stuff on the internet. It's unless you're going somewhere or getting a text message from someone and you can verify that, please do not reply.
Yeah. And, honestly, those people that are sending out those messages, if it doesn't tell me who you are, where you've come from, what this is, and you've got like a tiny URL or something like that, so I have no idea who this person is. What membership did I just join? Who are you?
Right.
I'm just going to delete that.
Correct.
I'm not curious enough that I'm going to click on that and figure out, oh, it was a virus after all. It's too late by then.
Yes.
Just delete it. If you have joined something recently, then put your phone down, get on your computer, type in that URL of the place that you just joined, and see if there's something that you need to do to activate your membership or whatever it is.
Right. Legitimate text messages, some of the ones I get are there's a task waiting for you. Please go to the website, log in, and look under tasks under your profile.
Right.
Right. And then it's not asking me for anything. It's just telling me that I should go there.
Yeah.
Right. It's just that it's a notification. I'm okay with notifications. But when a text message comes to me asking me for my username and password for something, the answer is no.
Right. Nobody is going to ask you for your username and password. Nobody.
Nobody. Let me echo that. Nobody. Ever.
Echo.
Echo.
And so let's move on to the last old chestnut, which is phone calls.
Phone calls, is it?
Phone calls.
Yeah,
Yes.
I
You
like the
remember
way
the
you
old
said that. Phone calls, is it?
I'm reverting. That's what I'm
You're
doing.
is that what you're doing? Yeah. All right. Sorry. Go ahead.
So that IRS phone call that you get where there's a warrant out for your arrest unless you press 1 to go through to one of their engineers or technicians or agents, whatever.
God only knows where. Yeah.
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 Yeah, well, there's Social Security, there's your bank, there's you've won a nice vacation somewhere in
Trip for two
Hawaii.
to the Yucatan.
Yeah, come on, like especially when it's a robot voice. I mean,
Yeah.
you
So here's the rule of thumb. Nobody that is legitimate will ever call you and ask you for a username and password or ask you for money, right? None of this is true. And the IRS is forbidden by law to call you directly unless you've made pre-arrangements with them, with a specific person. Social Security system certainly will not call you directly. Your bank will never call you and ask you for credentials. That's against their operating procedures as well. They're just, you have to assume that if it's a call. I actually received a call like that, and I had, because I recorded it and I had somebody translate it for me. It was an IRS call type scam call in Mandarin. So it's not even in English anymore. It's just, it's the fact is that they're trying everything and everyone.
Yeah. So the real takeaway from this is be cautious, and if you think that maybe they're legit, then go to the website or call the phone number from the website that you actually look it up, and go through that way. Delete the email, or you don't click on anything in the email. Or if it's a phone call, then if there's any reference numbers, which I highly doubt there is, write those down and then phone the main number from the organization that's supposed to be calling you. You'll find out pretty quickly that it's probably a scam. But if it isn't, and a very, very, very rare case that it isn't, then at least you wouldn't have fallen for any potential scam. So
Exactly.
Just be careful, be cautious, and do your due diligence.
Don't assume that everybody that calls you is in a position of authority to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Assume it's a lie until you can prove otherwise.
Right.
That's the way it is. I think that's it for this one, right?
I think so.
Unless there's something else you want to talk about.
I think we've gone over robot voices, so yeah.
Yeah, robot voices. I hate robot voices. So anyway, that's it for now from Two Blokes and a Mic. We've wasted another maybe 20 minutes of your time, and hopefully it has been of some value to you. If you have questions, as always, please feel free to reach out to us. We're happy to answer questions. We're happy to give you references, material to look up. We're happy to help educate you so you don't fall victim to this kind of nonsense.
Thank you.
And that's it. Have a great night. This has been Two Blokes and a Mic. Have a good
Signing
one.
off. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye now.